Hi, welcome to behind the scenes of events creation for Thea the Awakening. So what are these events? Well, an event can be anything from a simple discovery of a hidden treasure, an encounter with a stranger on the road, a storm, plague, or an ambush from the many creatures out to get you. Events can occur randomly, or they can be triggered by prerequisites, like a particular terrain you are entering, or the composition of your team. For example, if you have people with a high perception skill, you will spot an interesting feature, but if you don't, you simply walk by none the wiser. To create our events, we use a branching dialogue system which allows us to really diversify our options and make sure every event has at least a couple of different routes and outcomes. So we begin by setting the type of event, difficulty level, and a nice image to go with it, and we build our first branch. So what I do is I write my events in a Word document and then copy and paste the text into the dialogger. This way I have a backup and a spell check. Here we can set the prerequisites for our event to appear. In this case, the event occurs only if it's in the forest, and only when your party has at least one person with the skill of perception of 5 or more. So we find our shiny mushrooms, but we know nothing is as it seems in Thea. So now we have 3 options. Talk to the forest, grab the shrooms anyway, or be safe and leave. But not all options are readily available to you. In this case, you can only speak to the forest if you have at least one person in your party with the skill of folklore knowledge, because they will suspect that there is a guardian spirit, and thus they will allow you to have that dialogue choice. These prerequisites can once more be varied. You could need a particular skill or follow a particular god. Sometimes it will just be up to chance. So this is when the branching begins, with each of these options leading down its own path. So we found out there is a guardian spirit, and we want to convince it to give us the shroomies, because we want it. And so now we enter into a social challenge. Challenges are covered in another video of ours, but in short, you will have a choice to auto-resolve or to enter into a mini card game. So after the challenge, you obviously have 2 options, win and lose, and each will bring its own consequences. Here I can set the challenge difficulty and the consequences that follow, be it XP, items or other boons, or just killing people. If you won this challenge, the Guardians are convinced by your argument and reward you with the much wanted shrooms. But if you lose, they get angry with you and tell you to leave. So now you have another branch. You can either be sensible and run away, ending this event, or you can get pissed off at the forest and attack it. If you do fight, this will loop the branch into a combat challenge. So now we go back to the first branch and follow the other 2 choices. Choice 3, leave, is easy enough. It simply takes you to the end of the event and awards you with potential XP. The second dialogue choice had us take the shrooms despite our bad feeling about it. As expected, the forest ain't so happy about that, and it tells you to beat it. And once again, you can choose to fight the forest or run away. Once more, the challenge outcome will determine what happens next. As you can see, the branching can go on forever, so we can build a simple encounter like this one or really spread our wings. We can create a chain of events using a spawn on the map feature, which allows us to spawn a creature or a place on the map and attach an event to it. So, if the forest here wanted us to go hunt some orcs in exchange for the shrooms, we would spawn some loitering orcs and we would set out to try and find them. Through these events, you will learn more about Thea, both as it is now and its past. There will be a story-driven series of events based on the gods you choose that will lead you to discover the potential origins of the darkness and perhaps even rebuild mankind. Thanks for listening.